For the first time, a self-driving car was involved in the death of a pedestrian. A self-driving car operated by Uber struck a woman in Tempe, Arizona at around 10 p.m. on Sunday, March 18th. The incident is reportedly the first of its kind. Here's what you need to know about autonomous vehicles and pedestrian safety. Uber is in the process of testing its self-driving cars in multiple U.S. and Canadian cities, including San Francisco, Toronto, Pittsburgh, and Phoenix. But in light of this news, the company has suspended all testing operations. Uber's CEO was quick to take to Twitter to express condolences for the victim's family and promised the public that the company will work with local law enforcement to understand exactly what went wrong. While there are a lot of unanswered questions, here's what we know so far. The vehicle involved was in autonomous mode with a human safety driver at the wheel, as is standard practice. The victim was apparently attempting to cross the street outside of a crosswalk when the vehicle struck her. The safety driver is supposed to step in and take control of the vehicle if and when the system malfunctions or is posing a safety risk to others on the road. So there's a chance that the safety driver could be held responsible for the woman's death. But because this case is so unprecedented, it remains unclear at this point, ultimately who holds legal responsibility. One thing does seem clear. This will very likely pose a big setback for all companies currently developing self-driving technologies. This is just the sort of thing that opponents of autonomous vehicles have been most concerned about. This isn't the first time a self-driving car has been involved in an accident, but it is the first time a pedestrian was involved. Another Uber autonomous vehicle was involved in a collision last year in Tempe when the driver of a non-autonomous vehicle failed to yield to Uber's car. And in 2016, a man who was using the autopilot feature of his Tesla died when the car crashed into a tractor trailer on a Florida highway. It's worth mentioning that despite this tragic incident, autonomous vehicles do seem to be getting safer. The state of California released reports from various car companies earlier this year, showing that the number of disengagements, or times humans have to step in during testing, are becoming less frequent. Right now, Alphabet's Waymo has the best track record. The company's self-driving cars traveled over 350,000 miles on California's public roads last year alone, with only 63 disengagements. That boils down to one disengagement to every 5,596 miles. How pedestrians will interact with self-driving cars remains to be fully seen. Right now, people are accustomed to interacting with other humans behind the steering wheel. Pedestrians judge whether to cross the road or wait for the car to pass based on local customs and the knowledge that a human is driving. This process is obviously not perfect, as pedestrians are hit and killed by human-driven cars every day on the roads. But that said, the decision-making process for pedestrians will have to drastically change once autonomous vehicles become the norm. There are currently no federal guidelines in place for vehicle-to-pedestrian communication standards, like there are for pedestrian traffic signals. These will clearly need to be established, especially given this latest incident.